Welcome back to Pure Class. In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to split cell. Previous video, we talked about how to split cell using the text to column. Using text to columns, we talked about how to split cell using text to columns. If you've not seen that video, you can click on the description to see how to use text to columns to split cells. So you're going to need two different columns. So we separated this Johnson and White into separate columns into first name and last name using text to columns. So the difference, the only problem with text to columns is when I make any changes to the initial text, it's not going to affect the result. So when I removed I here, it didn't affect the result. So we're going to be looking at another method, which is called the function method, using function to be able to get, so that whenever you change anything in the first the column you want to split is going to take effect in the result. So because of that, we're going to look at another way to split cell, which is called the function, using the function method. So if you look at this now, we have the names listed below: Johnson, White, James, Stretch, and Jones, Michael, Donald, John, Daniel, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be looking at how can we split this cell using a function. Now, to get the first name, that is the first part of the names, you have Johnson, White. To get Johnson, we're going to have, to get Johnson, Dean, and Michael, John, George, Paul, Patrick, Brian, we're going to look at the function called the left and search function. So we're going to make use of two functions, left and search function. So this simply means that this I wrote here simply means that, let me zoom it up so that you can see it. So this simply means that, sorry about that. This simply means that we're going to start from the left of that cell. Okay, the left of what cell? Now we're getting the left of which cell? Say A2, that is column A, row 2. So what do you want to do there? We want to search for space. Now, if you had something else there, if you had something like maybe addition or something else as the separator, the limiter, we're going to insert it there, but in this case we have what they call space. We just use space to separate Johnson and White. So we're going to use the left function in this cell A2, and we're going to do what in that cell? We're going to search for space in that same cell A2, and we're going to subtract it by 1. Now, why are we subtracting it by 1? To eliminate that space. But if you don't want to eliminate the space, you can just leave it the way it is. But I think it's cool eliminating the space. So let's dive in and see how it's been done. So you click on equal sign. Once you click on equal sign, you're going to type in left. You type left, you can see that return the specified number of characters from the start of a text string. So you double click on it, have the open bracket, words of the cell. You click on the cell you want to, then use the comma to separate it. So what do you want to do in that cell? You type in search. So you double click on search. Now, what do you want to search for? We want to search for space, quotation mark, space. Now they will ask you in which of the cell, that same cell. Okay, then close it. Then the next thing to do is to remove that word space by doing what? Subtracting 1. So once you've done that, you close the bracket. While closing the bracket, you have an open bracket here. This one has been open and closed, so we need to close this initial bracket. So you close it and hit on what? Enter. You can see that this is Johnson. The first name is out now. So once you've gotten that, you just take it down, scroll it down, and you get all the first names. You can see that Johnson, Dean, Michael, John, George, Paul, Patrick, Brian. Now let's say it again. Left of a cell, search for the separator in that cell and remove the separator, that is subtract 1. So these formulas are kind of cool. The thing is this: if I make any changes to the first name, let's say I come here now and change this to DN, for example, you're going to see that this will change to DN. But using the text to column method, you're not going to see the effect in the result. But with this function method, you're going to see the effect. So I'm going to put it back, DN. So it's going to still affect it. You can see that the result shows. So, but for text to columns, you're going to do it again and again. But with this, once you've done inputted the formula is already there. You can see the formula here. is already there. Now let's look at how to get the last part of the name. That is the second part of the name that is like White. Johnson White. How can we get the White? So the thing you need to do is to come over here. Let's see. I just wrote it down for you to always look at it. Now, the White is in the right-hand side of the cell. So you're going to say right. Okay? You're going to use the right function. Now, the right function, right of what? Right of cell A2, column A, row what? 2. That's what you're looking for. The right of, then what do you want to do there? I want us to count. Now, len will count the number of characters. The len is used to count the what? The number of characters in that particular what? Cell. Now, we're going to count the number of characters in A2. Then, after counting the number of characters, what do you want to do to it? We're going to subtract the slash. The slash we did initially. So we're going to subtract what? Slash for what? The space. So from that space, we'll delete everything from the space of that what? A2. So let's look at it and see what it does. So we're going to start equals to, remember the equality sign shows that you are inputting a formula, a function. So the equality sign, without the equality sign, nothing works. So equals to right, so you see the right, return the specified number of characters from the end of a text string, from the end of a text string. So right, you double click on right. Once I double click on right, I'm going to type in right of what? This is the cell. Now, what do you want to do there? I want us to count the character. Okay, len. So you see, returns the number of characters in a text. So we want to count the what? The character. Double click on it. Character of what? Which cell? This cell. You can see that. So we're going to close it. Then after that, we're going to remove the slash. So you're going to do subtract slash. Subtract slash. So you're going to double click on the slash. Subtract slash. What do you want to subtract in that? What are you searching for? We're searching for what? The space. Okay. After that, you put your comma of what cell? Which of the cell? That same cell. So once you've done that, you close it. Now, if you look at it, all the brackets, this is open and closed. This is open and closed, but this has not been closed. So we need to close it. So you close it. You can see that. Remember, right of the cell. You count the number of characters, then you delete the cell. You delete the space. That is search for space and delete it. That is subtract. The number of characters minus search. So let's just hit the enter. You can see white. You can see that. So double click. Or you drop it down. So you can see this is how we can get the first name and the last name using the function left and right function. So with this, if I make any changes, let's say I change this to George. Let's say I change this to George. I change this to George. You're going to see that it's going to make effects here. Can see that, but with the first method on how to split cells, it can't make any changes. So let's take it back to what it was. Okay, let's just use the redo symbol. So take it back. See that? So this is how we can actually get the first name and the last name from the list of what names. So when you are given list of names and you are told to get the first name, you just simply use the left function. If you are told to get the last name, you just simply use the right function. The left function of this cell, search for space, subtract the space, that's 1. But the right function, the end of the string, right, A2, length A2. Len is for what? Character, number of character. You minus it from the word search your space. So this is basically how you can simply, this is the function, how you can simply get the first name and the last name out of a list of what? Names. Thanks and see you next time.